What is up, man? Am I live? I don't see anything. Maybe nobody wants to come to my live. How do I check if I'm live? What's up, Donna? Am I live? Can you hear me? Somebody let me know, because I have Andrea. Wow, we got a couple people here. Cool. Can anybody hear me? Sweet. So I am so used to doing this one-on-one that I thought this might be cool to do it with multiple people. And so basically, I don't really have anything planned. I don't. I'm just going to post a link in the comment section. And if anybody wants to come in and talk, ask me a question, tell a story, maybe we'll do a session later. Wow, this is cool, man. I got like a few people here. So, like I said, I don't have anything planned. Like I really don't. I'm not really a planner. Maybe I should be a better planner next time. But I'm just going to post this link, dude, and just see if anybody wants to come in. Copy and paste. Will this work in the reply? I don't know what that means. So I posted. So if anybody wants to come on, let's see what happens. Like I said, I'm hoping you guys aren't thinking that I'm all like, this is all planned. The only thing I planned to make sure I had a new camera that wasn't all like glitchy. But let's see if this works. It should be cool. 37 people watching. Cool. And so, also, if anybody has never, I mean, I like to talk about all kinds of stuff, but really what I really know is the work I do. So if anybody's never felt, these frequencies, maybe it'll help if you come on and I help you do it. Maybe I'll post this a couple times just in case, because you guys are going to get real bored of me talking by myself without anybody else. I had this weird day today, man. For some reason, I've never read the oh my God, what it's called. It's the daily things. I cannot believe I forgot the name. It's hey man, good to see you. Good to see you too. Andy Cook, what is up, dude? You made a live. I made a live too. Okay, man, somebody come on. Let's do something. Somebody hit that stream button, man. Let's come on. I don't want to. What's up, Ida? Oh, we got 46 people. That's dope. That's awesome. Okay, man, I'm going to post it again. Somebody's got to want to come on and talk about something. What is that when you go through it's 300? I can't believe I forgot. Christ. Oh my gosh, I can't believe. Oh, wait, Kamilla. Cool. Let's do this.
Oh my God. Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm just gonna start off right after that. Sitting in my car, and I was doing laundry earlier, and I saw that you posted you're going live. I was like, wow. Dude, I did a session with you. Like, I don't even remember what year. I think it was 2021. That was when I first started learning about reconnective healing. Yeah, I think it was May 29. Yeah, and then just
Nice.
I remember. Yeah, I remember like it was yesterday.
Was it a video or was it over the
It
phone?
was it was a video.
Okay.
Yeah, just weird stuff started happening after that. Because as soon after it ended, I went to sleep because I was so tired. I was drained afterwards, and I swear to God, a ghost. Something touched me and it woke me up. I was like, oh man. But I mean, good things happen too. But I just
Well,
kept
the
doing
ghost is
stupid
kinda
shit.
cool too. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's scary, but
yeah,
yeah, that really happened. You know the movie
uh-huh.
Ghost when Patrick Swayze like learns how to touch people and then you hear that buzz, that sound. That's what
Oh, yeah.
happened. I was tired, right. When I'm about to fall asleep and something just nudged me and woke. I was like, oh my fucking god, that was a ghost. It was
Yeah.
a ghost for sure.
Well, what do you mean by, like, ghost? Could have been your higher self, could have been, one of your loved
Maybe
ones that passed away, or, like,
could
you
have
know, that's
been
that would be my
possibly.
first thing to think of would be it's one of my loved ones or my
Yeah.
spirit guides that passed away and like, "Dude, you're doing good.
You know
You're
what?
doing good, man."
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I wouldn't rule that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But
So
then finally I did a session with Eric. I did three. After the
oh,
third
nice.
one. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is that? Like it's just I don't know. You have to go through it to just know what I'm talking about. It's just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
good things happen. Also, bad things happen only because I was doing stupid shit. I couldn't. Yeah.
That's
But
what goes with all the stupid shit
you
sometimes.
right.
Yeah, I do stupid shit all the
But
time.
I don't know. I think something's happening in my life. It's literally like I think it's just my higher self literally telling me like Camilla, please get it together. Like just wake up. Like
Yep,
it's yeah,
yep.
cuz the last few, I don't know, couple of days, I don't know, just like videos are popping up and just I don't know on my YouTube and just I don't know. I think this year is the year I'll probably finally get my shit together. Cause I literally like I don't know, the universe is literally like just like give me like a slap in the back of my head, like get it together, like stop doing stupid
What do
shit.
you think you're doing that's not
Oh,
like
it's just the same stuff that I know better.
mhm.
Um, I just keep repeating it. It's like, oh, I know I shouldn't
Well,
be
those
doing this
slaps will
stuff.
get harder,
Yeah,
until yeah, I mean, it's it's in your best interest to probably, get in
oh,
alignment and
I
stop with
know.
low
Yeah,
frequency shit, yeah.
yeah.
Do you work at the airport?
I did. I had a
Okay,
similar. I did.
okay. Did you work at
I
the airport
actually.
when I talked to you?
No, I
No?
wasn't working actually. I
Mhm.
was looking for a job, and then I stumbled upon your video on YouTube, and then I just gave it a shot, and then I think a week or 2 weeks later, I finally I found the job.
Okay,
But
nice.
I was
So, how was the session with Eric? Because I've been on the table a couple times with Eric, and it
interesting.
was insane for me.
Yeah, it was. Um, It was he like he said that by the third session, that's
Mhm.
when finally like something happens. Oh, you connect. It felt like someone, obviously it's myself, like
Mhm.
someone just like in my body, like moving my body. Like I
Mhm.
felt my toes literally like I don't know
Curl under?
move curl. Yeah, I was like
Uh-huh.
I've never done that before that far. I was like wow, and
Yeah.
then it's just finally it's just oh my god.
Yeah. Now there's something about that dude, man. He is like,
Yeah.
you know, he's the real deal when it comes to these frequencies. I mean,
Mhm.
I was drawn to him like a moth to light, dude. And I'd had
Same.
sessions with other people and they were cool. They were mostly like tingly. And
Mhm.
I just knew that they weren't leaving me and they were just there. So when I actually had a chance to get on the table with Eric, I didn't know if it was like my anticipation, but it was insane. I mean, I was like, I felt like I was going to slide off the table, and I was just like, oh my god, what is going on, man? Like this is, and it's really weird because it's just a trip. Because I've had other people that had sessions with him. Like one time, I'm in San Diego and my buddy comes down. I don't know if I don't know how many videos you watched, but it was the dude that wanted to work at the hospice and he wanted to help people transition. And
Yeah.
he was really drawn to like reconnective healing. And so, he comes down and right off the bat, dude, he hated Eric. Like he
Oh wow.
just totally did not like Eric. And I was like, that's cool. You don't have to dig him, like, it's no big deal. And because Eric knew that it was my buddy, Eric called him up to do a session, and I knew what was going to happen, man. And as soon as my buddy got off, I snuck over and I was like, "Hey, man, how was that?" And he was like, "Oh my God, dude, what happened?" And so, yeah, he brings this through like as pure. It is interesting that did he say that you should have 3 sessions?
Yes.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
always taught you give 1 to 3, and I
Yeah.
think I think sometimes we might have like a slight defense up.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like a shield.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, and then I think by the 3rd one, that has to melt away, and you're
Yeah.
gonna get
And
what
I would. He said that don't wait. My second session it wasn't until like over a year later, and he's like, it's been really, He goes, don't wait that long to have like a second and third session. And I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
yeah, but sometimes shit happens. And
Yeah, no, life happens, man. That's
yeah,
yeah. But can you feel these frequencies in your hands? Like, do you
I
ever
still
like
do. I still do. Yes. I
okay,
actually I went to one of his what's it called? He had one in San Antonio not too long ago. I think it was
okay.
like 2 years ago, and I got certified or whatever. But I don't know. I don't think it was the time for. I know it's not the right time for me
Yeah, yeah, that's
to
cool.
be. Yeah. So I was like, no, just let it go.
Yeah, that's
The right
cool.
time will the right time will come, and I will know. And but yeah, but even like when he was standing right next to me, I swear like something like wanted to like come out like I wanted like say something, but I couldn't. And I was like, I don't know, because I don't want to freak people out. It's like I don't freak myself
You're not
out.
gonna freak anybody out at those
Yeah.
places. Like that's the
Yeah.
the
Still, even
pinnacle
when yeah,
of
yeah,
down the rabbit hole, dude. Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's good
When I
stuff.
meditate, when I yeah, it just feels like I still have on what is it? Involuntary movements when I'm
Mhm.
sitting in the car or laying down. I'm at the gym, and I'm like literally just taking a break. My right foot is always my right foot the first time. Like it just keeps going like a windshield, wipers. Like
Hmm.
I'm just like I don't know. Like
Yeah,
every time, like I have nudge it. I'll nudge. Like something wants to come out. Let's like I don't know. Just something wants to come out.
yeah.
Yeah. So like I don't
I
know.
wish that stuff happened to me. It doesn't happen to me though. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
Uh,
know. Like I want to maybe record myself, but
so
I don't.
did you do like the personal reconnection, that 2-day process? Or
I
was
did.
it
I did.
did,
Oh my gosh.
so
I
how was that?
cried. My first session, I cried so much. I
Mhm.
couldn't stop uncontrollably. I couldn't stop crying. I heard someone say like you're making your ancestors proud.
Oh
And
yeah. Yeah. Well, I just got tingles all over because they are proud. That's absolutely. Yeah. I
yeah,
think that they're all watching us just like fucking so excited, dude, what we're doing down here.
yeah,
Because this is not easy. This is not easy.
yeah. I don't know, but I just keep fucking up. So um, I don't know. I think this is literally my last chance to get it together. Cause
To what?
honestly,
What?
to get it together, my life, because I don't know. I keep, yeah, things are gonna get better. I know.
Well, you do know that, like, I mean, you're in this body and you're living this life, but dude, this is nothing to your soul. I mean, nothing you're going through is actually going to affect your soul. Like, 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 you got any examples of like bad decisions
Uh,
in like,
yeah, I
you know what,
just
I'm
don't
coming to
feel
you.
comfortable. I don't feel too comfortable talking about it, but yeah,
You what?
I don't feel too comfortable like giving the details. But
Okay. Oh,
um,
yeah, 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 that's cool, that's
I
cool.
just know if I keep doing it, like I'm either going to end up dead or in jail. You know.
Mhm.
So yeah, and it's obviously blocking, the blessings that supposed, I don't know, but every time something happens, I make these decisions. Like one of your videos, pop up, Eric's videos is just like the universe reminding me, like, hey, like
Absolutely.
stop, like stop going in that direction. This is the direction you should be
Yep.
going. You know?
And then you just slowly get momentum, and then those choices have less and less power over you. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but I have my own little no, I have my own little things where it
Yeah,
was
that's
like, for instance, like, I used to smoke cigarettes,
mm,
and, um, and then I quit that, and then I moved here, and I started playing poker with these dudes, and somehow, when I started playing poker, I started smoking these Black& and Milds, like, as I play,
yeah.
and
Mhm.
those and, like, that whole addiction to nicotine, like, started coming back, and it was just like I'd be like, "Dude, what are you doing? Like, you're 58 years old, dude. Why are you doing this?" Because I know when I smoke them, I'm like, I'm always like clearing my throat and shit, and my body's like allergic to it. It's like, why do you keep doing this? And then I'll go like 3 days without one, and then all of a sudden, I'll be like, oh God, you know what would be really good right now? If I went
Yeah.
and got Black Mom. So it's like so I understand like that. I mean, I've had much more intense addictions like earlier in my life, with like certain negative people and drugs and things. But no, I those addictions are strong, man. Addictions to making bad decisions can be strong, and they're
Yeah.
probably heightened now with this energy on the planet. Like I'm sure.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah. Huh.
you just
But
keep doing. Go
sorry,
ahead.
go
What?
ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna ask you, how did you come up with Everyday Masters,
Everyday
name?
Masters was because, I actually came up with that in, like 3 minutes. Um, I I mean, I'd already been, like, doing my thing for, like, 6 years, and
Hmm.
and my thing is doing these frequencies, and what I noticed is just everyday people were stepping into this mastery over their self. Not like
Okay.
master like Jesus or anything, but like just truly knowing themselves. And so that's I just saw it spreading that just everyday normal people were all of a sudden having their understanding of life was totally different. I mean, like if like the way we see the world now, dude, if you go back like 50 years, there was a handful of people that could get their mind around quantum
Hmm.
mechanics. We're all connected. We're creating our life. Like that was not a popular belief in the mass consciousness. And the fact that we are, within 2 months or 6 months or a year or 2 years, able to expand our consciousness and see life from this higher frequency, this higher perspective. Um, I don't know. I just went with everyday masters. I just saw all these people, just everyday people waking up to this, mastery. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. No, it does. Yeah, cause I mean, I want to start my own YouTube channels,
Hmm.
and cause I plan on. I love professional wrestling. I've loved since I was 11 years old.
Uh-huh.
I didn't speak English. I didn't understand a word they were saying, but I mean, it saved my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
So I think this year is the last time I'm going to go back to training, and I want to record that, my process and
Sweet, you
everything.
should.
Yeah, yeah. And then I was like, what should my YouTube channel name be? Like, cause I see like all these unique names, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and
I
it's
don't
just
know
over.
how
It's
important it
doing
is.
my head.
I
I'm
kinda
doing my
wish mine
head
was
about that.
Facebook, you know? I don't know if it
Uh,
really matters that much. I don't.
what?
The YouTube name.
Right, yeah, cause well, only because everyone has. I feel like there's just a whole bunch of other women that has my name as well, which
Mhm.
sucks. But I get it. But I was like, wow, I was actually surprised. I, I shouldn't have been, but I was. Like, there are other women named Kamilla spelled the same way too. Yeah.
Uh, well, I highly recommend if that's exciting to you, then you should start
Oh yeah,
filming yourself do that and
for
just see what
sure. Yeah.
happens. Just do it
Yeah.
because there's a reason that it's exciting. It's not just like
Mhm.
I absolutely believe that that is the way your higher self communicates with you. It's those feelings of excitement. And when you act on them, you start seeing more synchronicities and more synchronicities. And then you reach a point where you feel, you're on your path. And then all the distractions get less and less, and your path flows faster and faster. And then the next thing you know, you're living a completely different life. But
Mhm.
it starts with that, like, it excites you, and you know so well, I'm going to move on to Don here, see what Don has to
All right.
say. Camellia, thank
Cool.
you for hopping on.
Thank you. All
Okay.
right. Bye.
Cool, 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 cool.
All right.
Hello, Don.
Hey, Case, how are you?
I'm doing good. Let me see. It says kick Camellia out of the studio. That sounds, it's a little aggressive. I guess I will. Okay. Okay, how are you, Don?
I am wonderful. I've never spoken to you on video, but some years ago, you performed a remote healing on me.
Oh, nice, nice. Was it over the phone then?
Yes,
Okay, okay,
2019.
okay. And
Yeah.
so you're still watching my channel, huh? After 6 years.
Well, from a different perspective, I've grown
Good,
so
good.
much. You are definitely a mentor that helped me to achieve the level of awakening I have today.
Oh,
And so I was brought to your channel all of a sudden just a bit ago, and you're live. So it's so good
yeah.
to see you and share with you the progress that I've made over the years. The healing that you brought to me back then was at a time where specifically I was tethered to someone who I knew was not of a good match for me
Mhm.
in a relationship way, but I continue to remain tethered to that person. Interestingly enough, the timing is great because yesterday I permanently closed that
Nice. What perfect
10
timing.
year, yeah,
That's
10
perfect.
years.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And it's a reward. Actually, I'm pretty certain that was a karmic relationship uh, because there was so much growth, so much learning about this person and how to unwrap and unpack a person. Because actually, in 2019, I think
Oh,
it
what a blessing.
was, mhm,
That dude was a blessing, man. That relationship was the best.
how can you complain, right? How can you really complain when you realize how much growth you had because of that? And actually, it really was a fairly safe environment to go through it, although emotionally it and mentally it was very traumatic. But when I stepped out of look what happened to me. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
realized that, oh my gosh, look, you can see the pattern of this person's behavior and how it was so unrealistic to reality. This person was living in a fantasy, but it was so that I could learn.
Yes.
Actually, shortly after you gave me that healing session in 2019, forgiveness of this person washed over me like
Right.
overnight. It was effortless. I woke up one day and my heart was
Mm.
free. I felt forgiveness and I felt compassion for this person, like an understanding.
Nice,
But
dude. That
along the way, I began to learn that my compassion, I was allowing it to be misused by other people. And I went through several different confrontations where this same lesson kept coming to me. I even had this, I was brought to Florida. So I'm in Florida now. I was in Virginia. And I was clearly brought here to perpetuate and accelerate my awakening, and I
beautiful.
had a major confrontation with this same enemy, my boundaries, and understanding how I make choices against myself in exchange for compassion and consideration of others.
Mm.
At any rate, I want to tell you that last year I made massive strides. And
Nice.
today I am so blessed. My aura is now pure white.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You
And
radiate. I can just feel your yeah, you feel great, man. You're radiating it.
thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
my natural abilities have come forth, and I've been doing it my whole life. But I'm now an oracle,
Nice.
and I help others. I receive messages. They flow through me. But guess what? With the kind of work that I do, I've always helped people in this way. I just didn't
Yeah, you
know.
didn't know it.
I
Yeah, yeah,
didn't
yeah, totally,
understand.
totally. It's funny
So,
how yeah, funny
yeah.
how we get that different perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know what? I had to go through seeing myself. I had to go through experiencing that reflection through the behaviors of other people. I had to go through seeing myself as a victim. I hate being a victim.
Yep.
Like, if you
Yep.
ask me, I never want to be a victim. You can't pay me to be a victim.
Yep.
But I had to see myself choosing that, which always gave someone else power over me. Oh, yesterday I retrieved the last little bit of power out of that person.
Great.
It was
That's
so
great.
delicious.
Yeah.
And now you wouldn't, a year ago even, you wouldn't have been able to tell me I would be at this state of mind today.
Beautiful.
And I'm here. I vibrate really, really high, a high frequency. And guess what? I'm still learning. I'm
Oh,
happy to
good.
still learn and help humanity in this level. So I thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. I am honored to be a stepping stone into you evolving and blooming into whoever you're going to become. That's awesome. It's funny you
Yeah.
said that about the forgiveness because that is an amazing healing. And if you were to tell somebody, people come in, they're like, they have all these personal issues that they would like to heal. And what if you said like, well, your healing is going to be you're going to forgive the person that torments you the most. It'd be like, dude, what? Screw that, dude. Like,
No
I
way.
want that's yeah, no, that's so freeing. And that
Every time I became mad at that person, even over these years, because even before I met you, my relationship, intimate relationship with that person ended. But for some reason, I kept being brought back in a friendship kind of a way because I'm a light shower for
yep,
certain people
yep,
that
absolutely.
resonate. And this was a light showing for this person, but this person is not ready. And every time I was like, I'm gonna,
Yeah,
all of
that's
a sudden,
awesome.
it feels like I'm fresh. I knew. I understand this person. Forgive him, Father, for he knows not what he does. I mean, whoa.
Yeah.
And I realized if
You're
I
really
want
forgiving you.
forgiveness, I have to give it.
Yep, yep. I always look at like I mean, if you really can get your mind around that we're all one, then you're forgiving them for you.
Yes.
It's really because they're being this perfect mirror of something inside you, and when you forgive them, you're forgiving yourself. And it makes sense from way up here. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
sometimes
It's a
that makes
different
sense down here.
perspective you have to be in. Because when you're in the trenches, like I was, that person had me in the trenches for a short bit yesterday, but there's a quickening that happens when you let go. I'm more in allowance than resistance, more
Totally.
accepting than why.
Resistance will never
And
work.
when you're in that space of allowance and you feel that I no longer resist the way I feel, I
Mhm.
speak. That's the other thing. I had to open up my throat chakra. I speak my truth now, and then it's gone. It doesn't linger. I can
Yeah.
talk about it with joy today.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome.
So thank you
Yeah.
for allowing me to share it with you.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yes, of course. Mwah. I love you.
Okay, love you too, Don. Peace. I'm gonna kick you out now.
Kick me. I want to do it.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna kick out Don. Okay. Hello, Martina.
Hi, hello. Wow,
How are you?
what a surprise.
Did I wake you up?
No, no, I was trying to go to sleep, but it's been difficult and challenging. So,
Okay.
it's
You mean
all
like
raw.
insomnia or like what do you mean like
Sorry?
what do you mean it's been challenging? Like to go to sleep or
Oh,
like
uh, well, I'm in Europe, so
oh
it's
so
already
yeah, so it's
nighttime.
probably yeah,
But
okay.
I just saw the live and I jumped on, and then whatever Rose said, I was just struck because that's what I feel. This was a 40-year relation. You said in the other YouTube you don't have to say much, but I can't stop talking right now because part of it was I have been a listener for the past 5 years, more or less, because I was like, listen to me, but shut up. But it's a relationship that sort of started 40 years ago with like a lightning struck. But I was called back from the US here, and I was trying. I did my best, try to lighten it, but it was determined to, take that path. And I just feel like I was taking an intensive course, that was that was going for the shortest possible time. And
Well, that
there's
sounds like
been a
you do on Earth. Yeah, like that's
and I
what this place
yeah,
is.
and I felt I was having like preparation through the last few years, especially the last year, dealing with sudden death, with dealing with a dead body, dealing with all the situations, and you know, try to get somebody in the hospital who's rejecting it, and then you have to make the call, and then it's like hours, and it's a relief and a sadness, and I'm watching my different aspects, my observing myself, having the grief, the anger, the relief,
Yeah, that's
the
it.
knowing that it was like good, I wouldn't have been able to leave and not knowing, leaving the person dying by himself. And I really feel like that's why I was struck too, like a karmic relationship. Like I
Mm-hmm.
fulfilled it, and being there relieves me, even so it leaves me in a financial, all the stuff around very
Yeah.
uncertainty.
You got a 40-year
And at the same
relationship?
time, I feel like, no, this is my test. I know, don't fall into that old thinking of like, oh, you're not secured. I feel like this is like the start now of, being more me now again, having a voice again or gaining a voice. And but everything is just blurping out. It's been piling up.
Okay. It's okay. So
Oh
you
my
just
God.
lost somebody? You were in a relationship and
Yes,
somebody just
I came back, it's sort of like, again, it was sort of struck, and it was sort of pretty much absorbing. And I was just became more and more a 24-hour caregiver and dealing with
Mm.
a lot of issues that I was like, anger towards me and somebody sort of losing themselves and destroying themselves and dealing with so much. I was taking it because I wouldn't let themselves, diminish me, because I know I could recognize it was coming from, who knows, trauma, mental, ancestry, you
Yeah.
know,
The grab
uh,
bag. Yeah.
grab
Yeah.
bags and,
Parents,
brilliant person.
DNA,
It was,
grandparents. Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, never able to stop thinking, and then I became to a point, it's like, what was real? What was his reality? The stories, possible narcissistic tendencies where he just couldn't take responsibility for some things and always looking outside, even so I
Yeah.
could see there were attempts, and just somebody in pain and loss and not being able to. And I was like, well, you could have it so nice, but it was a constant battle, and I was there. And I feel like it was reaching the point where I didn't know what to do anymore. So
Yep. Yep.
as drastic as it was,
Have
it
you ever had
was
a session? Have we ever had a session?
no. Only I think one of the the group long distance things.
Okay.
I was at the
Okay.
beach in St. Thomas, Caribbean,
Oh, nice. Good
U.S.
place to.
Virgin Islands, while that session was taking place that I had signed up
Oh, that's
for.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a perfect place to
Wow.
do it. Did you did you have any experiences during that session or no?
I'm not sure, if I imagined or something, and it was a public place too. So,
Yeah.
s- you know,
It's tough to, yeah, close your eyes and totally
yeah,
be completely
yeah.
present when
But I
you're
had some,
having
I think,
too much
during
fun.
your other session with somebody else that was like twitching or something.
Yeah, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I don't. I don't think it
Yeah.
matters, but it's my ego kinda digs it when they when they go crazy, but I don't think it really matters too much
No,
what happens.
I watched some of your sessions where you're giving somebody else's session, so I always felt like, well, I think I'm getting something off here.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, no, that's if you approach it that way, then because there is, I mean, we're all one. There is no time and space really, so it's happening in the moment for you. So that makes perfect sense that you would feel something, during those sessions.
Wow, I'm just I'm just grinning right now because this was, yeah. Well, maybe if I say this was unexpected, no, I was just like, whoa. Now I'm in the studio. I was just writing something, and then next moment I was called in. 'Cause,
Well, I'm glad you came on. Did you have any
yeah.
questions or anything?
Uh,
No, you just chilling?
no, I was just like, oh, great. How do you get to that in there? And this was my questions. How do you get to, interact? Here
Were
I
you
was, right?
I wish the rest of life would be that easy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, we got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, 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 no, that's yeah, this is yeah, it's a good sign.
Because I'm
It's a
like,
good sign.
I've got to do the manifesting now. There's just,
We just manifested this, so
yeah.
apparently it's just as easy to manifest $1,000,000 as a feather. So,
So,
uh, I'm still working on my, inherited limitations on manifestation myself. Uh,
and I just had asked myself, about him, because he always said, well, if I'm dead, I'm dead, and I don't feel anything anymore. And I kept saying, well, you'll be surprised.
yeah, you got something coming, bro. Yeah.
So I'm going like, well, if you couldn't help me or do what you said you promised here, then once you go through orientation, and checking in. I expect you to help me from there.
Well, I'm gonna go on here, Martina, but thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It was the Course in Miracles. Right when I started here, I was trying to think of something that I was watching. If anybody else wants to come on, I will. You can come right on. I'll give somebody a session too if they want. It was A Course in Miracles. I remember I read that, or I started to read it probably like 10 years ago, and that was still at the time when I had like this resistance to Christianity, and especially like that type of terminology. And so I didn't really get through it. But for some reason this morning, I started watching, I can't remember this lady's name, but she's been like teaching the Course in Miracles, and I think she's like running for office, like some political office. And I watched a couple of videos of hers, and I loved her interpretation. And then you know how YouTube is, you watch a couple videos, dude, that's all you get. And Aaron Apke started popping up, and he was doing this thing on the Course in Miracles, and I've never really done it, but man, I really like that Aaron Apke guy. You guys know who that is? He's kind of focuses on the law of one. He was going to be like a pastor. His dad was a pastor or a preacher. I don't even know really the difference. And then he was going to be one, and then he kind of went through his own awakening. I don't know. I dig that guy. I think anybody would appreciate him, especially if let's see here. You said you were doing some group sessions. Why can't I read this? Why does it keep disappearing? Okay, there we go. I think I saw a video a few days about where you said you were doing some group sessions in February. I could join. Could you tell me more about that? Where and I can take part in the sessions. The group sessions, man. Gave a mastermind class. Oh, yeah. I think I could learn something from him. I like the way he like put all of his knowledge into a little class. Yeah, maybe I'm just waiting on the right partner to do that with, because I don't really want to do it myself, but I would love to be a part of something like that. So my group sessions, I just assume that people view the world the way I do. I know it's stupid. I've always done that, but I just assume that people understand what I understand. And every time I do one of those monthly tune-up group sessions, I get these emails, and it's like, there's no link. There's nothing to watch. Like I couldn't sign up, and they're all mad. And when I do those monthly tune-ups, dude, there's no link. There's nothing. You know that you want to participate to see what happens. And if you know, the universe knows, God knows, your higher self knows, all you have to do is lay down, close your eyes, hopefully like a comfortable, quiet place, and Bobbie's on. And that's it. It's absolutely that simple. And I try to make videos to explain. It's really easy. Like if you're drawn to what I'm saying and my videos, and you want to participate, that is your higher self nudging you. Say, yeah, dude, we'll see what's up with this dude. Like, see, something's going on. Let's just try it. That's the handshake. That's the higher dimensional handshake that is going to happen. And so I just come in my office or in my living room, and I go into this state. And instead of having a session with one person, I am telling the universe, God, source, my higher self, everyone that is participating, that this is for them. And it works. It works. I mean, I can't get my mind around it. I just know it works. So I'm just observing that it works, but I certainly can't convince you that that's here. Let me get Bobbie on. Who's Bobbie? Bobbie sounds. Hello, Bobbie. And Jason. Jason, I'll be right there, dude, okay? What's up, Bobbie? You look like you are muted.
Hang on. Sorry. Hi.
You.
Can you
Can
hear
you go
me?
side? You got your phone? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Can you go sideways? Let's see if you fill up the whole screen. You do. Sweet.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Do you have something
I just
new?
wanted, I just wanted to tell you thank you. You
Oh,
have been a blessing.
oh, cool. Thank you.
I just brought in my groceries, so I just hopped on, and I can't believe I got on.
Yeah, well, not too many people want to get on, so you get on right away.
But yeah, I just wanted to tell you thank you.
Oh,
And I
well,
can feel the energy in my hands,
nice,
and
nice.
it's cool.
It is
It's
cool, right?
cool.
It's cool. So what did I do? Like, why are you thanking me?
Um,
Just
there was this one video you did. You were sitting by water, and it was just like I felt like energy, like goosebumps all over my body. And it was one of the ones that you had to cut it out because a boat was coming by you, and you went
oh,
somewhere else.
oh
Could
yeah,
never find it again,
dude, that's like 7, 9, 8
but
years ago. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I found you probably about 6 years ago, 5 years ago. So ever since I found you, I can play with the energy, and I help
Beautiful.
people at work. I work in
Awesome.
ICU, and when I sit with them and I know they need healing somehow, I don't know
Yeah.
how, but
Yeah.
however I feel it, I feel a tingling in my hand, and it's
Yes.
awesome.
That is
I feel it
great,
right
man.
now, actually.
Oh my God, I love that makes me nothing makes me happier than that, because it is exactly what happened to me, and I am so grateful. Like every time I feel them, it's like all the stress, all the bullshit, all the chaos of this 3D takes a back seat to this higher. I know I have a purpose. Like I went from believing in shit to knowing, and I don't
Yeah,
know, man. It's
me too.
when I hear that other people that I helped other people step into that makes me super happy. I'm very grateful.
Yeah,
Very.
you are awesome. You have you have God by your side, man. Whatever
There's
the universe, they're by your side.
yeah. I don't know if it's God or Pleiadians or multidimensional beings, but somebody's helping me uh, do this for sure.
Hell
It is
yeah. Oh,
source.
now that you bring that up, I I was here in the house, and I was looking up in the ceiling at the fan. They was just going around,
Hmm.
and I saw like this majestic white cloaked um being. I have
Hmm.
no idea what it was, but couldn't really see the face.
Hmm.
But it was just whatever it was wearing was majestic. It was
Wow.
like not like what we wear today.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what made me think of what you just said. But never
Mhm.
seen it again. Just seen it the once. But
Yeah. I think that sometimes that's all
no
we get.
drugs involved.
What? What?
No drugs involved.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, no. Those are the best experiences because you never forget those. Yeah. I've had so many
Yeah.
multidimensional experiences, but it's almost like one time and then one time and then one time. And I was actually telling my wife, I was like, man, it's been a while since I've had like something that is so crazy. And I think they get your attention, you know, and once you
Sorry.
get your attention and then you get on that path, then God, is that a lion? Oh my God. I guess that's the camera angle. Massive,
It's the
dude.
baby.
60-pound cat, dude. So, but yeah, I think once you wants to get your attention, then you're good. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Every
really
day, daily.
yeah. I don't know what would happen to me
And
if I couldn't feel these
sorry.
frequencies. It's cool. It's cool.
And I always listen to you when you say you don't experience things like somebody else does.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you have a gift. You have a gift and you don't see it. We all
That's okay.
see it.
I want to see it. I don't want to see it, man. I just want to be me, and whatever ripples out from that is perfect. But thank you. I think I just
I
don't
just
want
wanted to
to.
tell you thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Bobbie. Thank you so much for telling me that story. It really makes me very, very happy.
And I would love to buy you a cup of coffee and just pick your brain one day.
Well, I love to have my brain picked because it's easier for me to come up with ideas when people pick my brain versus me trying to come up with ideas. So, well, thank you, Bobbie. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a
Okay.
nice day.
Okay. I'm going to kick you out.
Okay, bye.
Okay. See ya. Jason. Oh, we got Jason. Wow. We got a bunch of people, dude. I better get on this. Okay. Jason. Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
How's it going, Case? Long time.
Good, man. I reconnected you in Seattle, Washington, like 5 years ago.
Yeah, well, it was actually in Brooklyn.
Oh, it was Brooklyn, New York. That's right. You came from Washington, and then I saw you in Washington.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
doing healings you were doing healings in Seattle, and then I got to meet up with you again, so that was really cool.
Nice, nice. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I think that Brooklyn thing's a long time ago. That's like
No, that was
years.
I think that was when I first started making videos, actually. It's
Mhm.
like 7 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or maybe not that much, maybe like 6 years ago. Yeah. So
but
how's
yeah,
life?
how's what?
How's life?
Uh, that's a question I've had. That's a question I've had a hard time answering for quite a few years. I think you and I've talked about it a little bit. Like, we can't believe the path, that we're being led down, while
Mhm.
Close associates and friends are experiencing the old path that we were on,
Mhm.
and I'm talking kind of monetarily, right? Like ease of life, money and that stuff. But the first person kind of that was on, I don't remember her name, but motivated me to call in. I was just going to listen. I was doing some paperwork and stuff, but
Kamilla?
I had kind of a breakthrough. It's similar to what you do, but I also think it's something that is very important for a lot of people, compatibility wise, to open themselves to connecting to the universe and themselves and just all kinds of things. And I got led down a path of, I don't exactly even know how to explain it, but I found out that there was a lot of choices I was making that were actually inhibiting me from being able to see the way this world works clearer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll share what they were. One was alcohol, and the second was just not very good eating. And the reason I want to share this is because I've had some really eye-opening moments in the past few months, mostly extremely negative, not just for me, but for very close friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
But since I removed all of those, I call them kind of chemical inhibitors.
Mm-hmm.
I almost feel like this world tries to push a lot of them on us, whether it's smoking, whether it's drinking, whether it's eating the poison food, that's on every block.
We're poisoned
That
on
if you can,
every angle, yeah.
yeah, it led me down. So the crazy thing, I tried to quit drinking for 2 years. I was unsuccessful like 33 times. And then, well, I was successful, but only for like a week or 10 days, maybe once like 14 days. And
Yeah.
but then when I got to the end of it, I thought, well, what else is going on? And I actually went down this weird path of extreme fasting for no other reason, just to test my body. I'm like, if my body was able to handle the crazy stress and the crazy amount of alcohol I was drinking, what would my body do if I actually didn't put food in it?
Flourish.
And it was crazy. Like the level, I could feel my mind like going to this higher level. Like a friend challenged me to a 24-hour fast, and I was like, that's crazy. Who could ever go 24 hours? You know, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, and I went almost 10 days, which
Wow,
still
that's
to this
healthy fast. Yeah.
There was a couple days in there where like all I could think about was food, you know, the entire day. But to even just imagine, I went. Yeah.
Did you find out like day 3 through like day 7 were just blissful?
Yes. Yeah. Once you get past for me, it's about 60 hours. If I can get to the 60-hour mark, then it's almost, yeah, you feel like you're, I don't know how to explain it. Blissful. That's a great way of putting it.
It's blissful. Yeah. I remember walking into a grocery store after not eating for like 4 days, and I was disgusted. I was like, holy shit, man. Like I used to come in and be like, oh, I'm getting those, I'm getting that. And then I was like, oh, it was just like, dude, I'm not putting that in my body. And then, you know, go back to eating and the cakes and shit and the fudge brown, you know. So, but yeah, no, it's nice to allow your body to purge and to start healing itself.
Yeah, and I feel that maybe that is a huge roadblock for a lot of people. So what I've noticed, and I mean, and I'm not trying to say like I'm all that at all. This is very recent changes for me, but I've been in some extremely stressful situations in a room where very critical decisions are having to be made or discussed. It's about medical with a family member, and it's really incredible. Like, I don't. It seems people are extremely compromised in their thinking and their brain, and I really want to shout out what I think the problem is, but so many people like scream back at you as soon as you say it.
Yeah,
But
well,
I don't want to say the company's name, but I'll tell you a lot of people are addicted to a coffee beverage that is no longer a coffee beverage.
Starbucks?
It's a complete chemical bomb, which is actually destroying people's, in my opinion, their like connections in their brain.
It does seem like there's an orchestration to. I mean, I don't really spend too much time thinking
Yeah, I
about
wouldn't
it.
blame it just on them, but my daughter got a job at a coffee shop, and she always drank a little bit of coffee, but now she's at this crazy busy coffee shop, and within a week, she had all kinds of skin outbreaks, hives, just all this weird stuff going on. And it was so funny because she even got mad at me because I said, well, what has changed in your life? And she's like, well, I have a little more stress because of the job. And then I said, what are you eating at the job? And she's like, oh, well, I do, drink like 2 big coffees a day.
Yeah.
And, with the chemical sugar and the chemical everything. But I think between smoking and alcohol and this chemical sugar stuff, people's, biology and their brain to connect to their higher self and be able to achieve more, and I kind of mean like metaphysically, right, is being extremely impaired.
Of course, yeah. It seems to be. I mean, when you're poisoned from all angles, with your food and the air and the water, and then your education. I mean, dude, it's amazing that we're waking up. Like it really is. For us to like push through so much bullshit to actually awaken. And you're right. It's alcohol. That's low frequency drug, dude. That's a low frequency drug. And so to give up alcohol, and I'm not one of those health freaks, but dude, you got to have moderation. You know what I mean? Like you have to include healthy food into your life. I mean, I don't think it has to be. I'm not one of those guys where I think it's got to be like there's no like, you know, cupcakes and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm here to love my desserts. But yeah, no, we have to start. I think that's a good way to start.
Yeah, I think it's when it hits a. I think there's a lot more addiction going on than people admit.
Oh yeah,
all kinds of different levels, right? You just think, oh, it's just a habit I have. It's just, yeah, I'd probably do it a little too much. And I'm not talking just coffee. I'm talking all kinds of things. And it's like those addictions, I think, really control our minds more. I mean, the fasting woke me up to. It felt like I was in another realm because what I could see was just just what I could see and what I could understand and how I could see. I mean, just how everything is
totally.
working against us. There's a lot of stuff working against us that seems to be somewhat planned.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful orchestration, but you know what, dude? Fuck those guys. And like seriously, that's like it's amazing how, like I said, you know, it seems to be orchestrated to keep us ignorant of our true of who we are. But you can reach a point where you're just like, I think that you become invisible and you just take over responsibility for your life and your choices. It's not easy, but you know, it can be easy at times. I think it goes up and down, you know what I mean? But yeah. So yeah, so is your point that for people they don't realize how addicted they are to
Yeah. So I guess my point is I ask everyone to kind of look internally, right? And be extremely serious about what decisions and what choices you're making. And it doesn't mean, like you said, I'm not telling anyone to be a straight line, straight and arrow,
yeah.
choir boy and walk on the tightrope, but really, really reconsider what you don't think is a negative. And it's because I wouldn't really say the frequencies. I don't know if the frequencies have come to me more. I definitely experienced it with you in person and in a couple of your, group sessions you did online.
Mhm.
But I
So you
definitely
can't feel them all the time? You can't, like, if you were like right now, can you feel them? Or was
I
it
don't
just
really, I guess, you know what? I really don't try. I think my brain was extremely numb. I think my brain was extremely numbed by alcohol.
Yep.
This
Well,
is like my coming out. Only like 2 people know that I had a serious
sweet, dude.
alcohol.
Well, congratulations, dude, to get away from that. And also with the
What?
fasting is like if you're always eating, then all the energy in your body goes to digesting your food. And then when
Yes.
you stop eating, your extra energy is like, well, shit, what am I going to do? Oh, I will heal.
Mhm.
Now I actually have time to start healing. So I highly recommend anybody to fast for, what is it, like 3.5 days, 80 hours or something like
Well,
that?
but yeah, tell them to if someone plans on doing it, research it first
Totally.
and
Absolutely.
try to do some 16s. As soon as you can do 16s, then you can do a 24. But it doesn't only heal your body, it heals your mind. Like it made me almost disgusted on a lot of choices I was making and decisions I was
Yeah, totally.
doing.
Totally.
If I listed them to a normal person, they might not think they're bad, but it was almost like my higher self was saying, okay, finally you're awake and you can see that this is damaging you and this is damaging you.
Totally. Totally. It's like, yo, finally, I got
Yeah.
your attention. Yeah, nice.
And don't give up. I mean, like literally it took me 2 years of trying to quit drinking. Like I was almost going to throw in the towel. I was like, really? I can't do this? I'm like, how
Yeah.
the heck can I not do
Yeah.
this?
But you did it, dude.
Yeah. I'm like 90. I guess I'm actually like 100 and some days in now or something. Yeah.
Sweet, dude. Awesome.
Yeah. But thank
Well,
you for everything, Case. Like I
you're
drop
welcome.
in and see you I know I don't hardly ever comment anymore, but I definitely see a couple of your videos, every month or so. And yeah,
Cool.
it's still really cool. I love that your channel's one that you can pop in when it's right for you, right? And you don't feel like you were ever left behind, so it's
I'm
really cool
saying
that
the
way.
same shit every time, so it's so
Yeah,
yeah.
it's trying to get inside,
Get inside, man. Yeah. Yeah. Well, sometimes we're there and sometimes we're not. And hopefully that, when you need that little boost, one of my videos will pop up and remind you of how awesome you are and that we got this.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Well,
bro.
awesome. Thanks for your time today. Appreciate it,
Okay,
Case.
bro. Appreciate it, man. Jason, that was in Brooklyn. I knew that was in Brooklyn. Jerry, what's up? Les, you're next, dude, okay? Yo, what's up, Jerry? You're muted, bro.
How's it going, Case?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm
Nah.
doing really well. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
I've never met you in person or anything like that. But man, I've been following your journey since I think 2019 or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
This weird guy, well, normal guy, actually. That's what I thought. It was like, oh man, this guy's kind of normal, but he does this weird thing, and
This is weird shit with frequencies. What's he talking about? Yeah.
Well,
dude,
actually,
I'm gonna turn this light down. I look like an Oompa Loompa, dude. I'm gonna try to turn this light down for like 2 degrees.
Orange man bad.
I don't know if that's better. No, dude, I'm still orange. That's cool.
You look amazing. You look amazing. You look amazing. I think it's a great hue on you.
Cool, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, I've actually only been in a frequency with you once, and it was a very special day. It was my wedding day.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Dude.
it was like you were offering it that day, and I was just like, man, I at that point I was like, I've been wanting to like, go through an experience with you, and you happen to be offering. I was like, oh crap, like I'm getting married today. I was
God,
oh no,
awesome, dude. Wow.
And I was like I was super nervous and like feeling super weird and all that stuff, and I remember that I just like kind of snuck away for like 30 minutes before the wedding and like just sat down in the field. And that's the only time I've ever gone into the field. So I don't even know, because I was like, there was so much going on that I'm not even sure if anything happened.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's your wedding. I would be very surprised if you noticed anything, because I can't imagine what was going on in your mind. Like, okay, dude, I gotta let me get this quick session in. Like,
I got it.
That's one of the craziest things I've ever heard, actually.
Yeah. It's just so you know, it's just like I am connected to you, but I was just like,
awesome, man.
You were there on my wedding day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how's life, man? How's things going with you?
Things are great. For the most part, things are great. I still struggle with my money issues and and all that type of stuff, but I mean, we're able to eat and pay our bills and all that stuff. That I just haven't necessarily freed myself from that. And
me neither, dude.
Yeah, it's always this like thing, and I'm a coach, and it's always rough for me because I'm able to help people with these issues that I'm having, but for whatever reason, I can't seem to get myself out of those certain blocks or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And
it's easier to see other people's the things that they believe that are holding them back. And it's tough.
And I'm really good at it.
Yeah. It's tough to like turn that on ourselves and like.
Yeah. But I'm very similar with you in the sense that it's just like, it's fine. God always takes care of us. Like if we need something, if we have to get something or whatever, it manifests itself, and that's always good. So I always have that, faith in that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, we're good. We're living in a very spiritual place here in Hawaii, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's like I couldn't have even devised how we got here. It was very
Awesome, man.
yeah.
What
And
island you on?
we're on the Big Island.
Okay. Nice.
We live in the middle of nowhere, like literally. Like if you were to come to Hawaii, land in Kona, you would take 2.5 hours to get to the town that we live in and still drive another 10 minutes to get to where we are.
Wow, that's awesome, man. I love that.
Yeah.
Every single person that I've ever known, and it's a few, it's probably like 5 or 6 people. Every single person that went to Hawaii has never come back. Like, it's like, okay, man, if you ever want to come visit me in paradise, I'm here.
Yeah, we're here. Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, so when are y'all going back to the mainland? I mean, y'all can't really afford living out there. It's like, all right, no, we're not. We're not leaving.
I'm good, dude. I'm good.
No, we moved out here. So the story goes that I actually I meditated on the feeling of home. Like we were living in Chicago in 2020. So it's lockdowns. I'm don't vaccinate me, don't lock me down. Like, I'm not into the whole race war thing. Like, get me the fuck out of here type of thing.
Go.
And so I just started meditating on the feeling of home. And I did that for about a month and a half. And then I had this vision of my son playing on some rocks, and I could feel tropical wind on my face. And it was just like beautiful. And I drop it. And then a month later, I wake up in the middle of the night thinking that I lived in Hawaii. And I was just like, it's a cold ass Chicago, man. What am I talking about?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I pick up my phone, and it was 3:30 in the morning, and I see a notification: one-way tickets to Honolulu for $99. I was just like, oh. And I bought 3 one-way tickets to Hawaii, and I told my wife later that day, hey, we're moving to Hawaii in 6 weeks.
Dude, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
awesome, completely sight unseen.
That is
just followed that. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That kind of reminds me when I was in Colorado, and I kept imagining that I lived in this beautiful contemporary home.
It always makes me think of your story. Yep.
Yeah. And the next thing I know, we fell into this amazing house on the beach. Here I am in the mornings. I got the sand between my toes. I'm like, holy shit, dude, this happened. Like, is it in America? Nope. Is it better that it's in, like, I would have never imagined. I mean, I loved living in Mexico. I would still be there if it wasn't for what happened with the stepmom or the mother-in-law passing away and everything. But yeah, very similar story, dude. I was just like, I just imagined myself being there, and the next thing you know,
I wasn't imagining living in Hawaii. That's for sure. I actually thought, when I got that vision, I actually thought we were like North Carolina, like on the Atlantic or something like that. Hawaii has never been on my mind, and like as far as I was concerned, you had to be like, freaking Obama or Oprah or a Hawaiian.
Right. That's the big bucks. Yeah. Totally. That's the
And now, we live in this place. It's probably per square footage the cheapest I've ever paid for rent.
Wow.
And so it's like a massive place, and we gave birth to 2 of our kids here on the farm. So we live on a farm, and they was like complete natural birth. And
oh my God, I got tingles all over, man. That is awesome.
Yeah, we're doing the best we can to just keep us like as natural as possible. And I'm not woo woo. My wife tells people, it's like, Jerry's not woo woo. He's like one woo.
he's like a single woo. Like that.
Exactly. There it is. Exactly. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Not 2 woos. Yeah,
just one woo. He's not one woo. He's like one woo.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and because people.
I'm coming last. No, I was talking to this dude that's waiting. That's cool. No, go ahead. So one woo.
Yeah, I'm one woo. Like I'm still very much like here to help people understand the simplicity of manifesting and understanding like who we are and how all of this works. But I don't really buy into, well, it's not that I don't buy into it. It's just like, sometimes I think that spiritual jargon gets in the way of us actually connecting with people who aren't.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I agree.
Who aren't searching, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And I just like being around people who aren't searching.
Yeah.
And yet I still help them understand who they are and how this works, because we're not separated.
No.
There is no separation between us. So why should I use this jargon to separate us? So it's like, I can totally speak to a person, like one of my friends that I met here in Hawaii. He's former Marine, tough guy, always working out, but he's stressed all the time.
Yeah.
But when I first met him, I would try to use this jargon, and he didn't know what the hell I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I just talked to him about goal setting, he's like, "Oh, okay, cool, that makes sense."
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, or I tap into his own experiences in life. Like, have you ever just gone for something even though you didn't have a plan for it or whatever? And it's like, oh yeah, when I did this, I'm like,
it worked out.
You're like, exactly. It worked out.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And it's like, oh, got it. Oh, but then again, and then I do and talk to my other friend, in Oahu, and he's just like, we can talk about 4D and quantum leaps and all this type of stuff.
Go deep down the rabbit holes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
But as far as I'm concerned, I'm having the same exact conversation. Right. So I try not to separate myself just because of, somebody else's state of consciousness.
I think we actually do a better service for our mission when I'm actually stealing this from a guy I saw. I mean, it's obvious, but it's like, if we just amp up the woo-woo like 20%. Just barely, just take it a little bit above where their consciousness is, then they can absorb that. But if you hit them with 180% woo-woo, dude, they shut down. And so it's just like, dude, every single person is so unique that we have to be able to adjust our communication.
I think that that's what Christians, like when the Bible says speaking in tongues, I actually think that that's what it's talking about. I don't think it's talking about but rather, no, speak in their language. Like, speak in a way that they can understand.
I never even thought about that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I never even thought about that.
Yeah. Because it's like, I could easily go to somebody who's like, oh, that's a corporate American. And it's like, yeah, he's so cut off. And it's like, no, he's not. He's God too. Like, he's experiencing God as well. So I need to speak to that part of him, not the over analytical, blah, blah, blah.
That's why Jesus spoke in metaphors, because the consciousness back then was so low and there was so much fear that, it's easier to talk about a mustard seed, than to actually explain quantum mechanics to these people that aren't going to get quantum mechanics, dude.
Right.
They'll understand they'll understand
because they're all like farmers. Like, you speak in a way that they can understand. Just because you know all this stuff doesn't mean that they can't understand. If I can talk to my child about this, then I can talk to anybody about this.
Totally.
So like I literally have Mormons will like come in and try to, knock on my door, and we're like, oh, hey, sit down. And they'll tell me about their experience. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I've had the same experience, but I don't call it that.
Totally. It was funny because I was listening to something the other day, and they were talking about, basically we're talking about, one person's going to be talking about angels, and the other person's going to be talking about multidimensional beings like Pleiadian, and it's like, dude, we're talking about the same shit. Like, we're just using different languages. And so, it's
they're just words. Like if you went to Nigeria, like where my parents are from, they have a different word for angel than an American would.
Yep.
They're talking about the same thing, but they have different words, right? So it's like, I always ask myself, how am I separating myself from this person? What can I do to understand them
Yeah.
rather than they understand me, because I'm the quote unquote conscious one here.
Yep. Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Our beliefs lock us into this certain thing, and you got to jump out of that, man, to meet them wherever they're at. And I mean, if you really want to do a service, if you really want to unite people, you can't. You have to move beyond these stupid limited divisions that we're using because we talk about things using different terminology. I mean, it's like kindergarten shit. You know what I mean? Like, we got to figure this out. This isn't difficult, man. Like, it's just, So.
It's like what do you call it? What do you call that thing? The Tao Te Ching. In the first chapter of the Tao Te Ching, it says the Tao that can be named is not the infernal Tao. Then if that's the case, whatever words you attaching to energy, it's not. That's not it.
Yeah, I always thought from that line that it was like. I always thought that it's like when people start to act like they know, like what's going on. It's like, dude, you're never going to know, bro. We're a human. You're talking. I mean, like you're not going to get it. You can get it on some level, but dude, you're not going to get it. You're not going to be able to So maybe that's my interpretation of that first line, but it makes me leery of people that act like they know what they're talking about. Like,
right.
I don't know. Like a Jordan.
At some level, you have your, conscious knowledge of, your experiences and tested them out and this and the other. But at the end of the day, it always ends up, at least for me, it always ends up boiling down to your own assumptions about how the world works. And, so you're about to bring up Jordan Peterson. I happen to like Jordan Peterson. I don't agree with him all the time. It's like, I think he gets lost in a lot of old ways of thinking about things.
That's a personal thing with me. Like that's like, there's something, he's teaching me something wonderful.
Interesting.
By being him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's an interesting character for sure, because he's like
him. And then he just like rubs me the wrong way.
I can share with you exactly what rubs me the wrong way about him. It's just like, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, listen to the person you're talking to.
What gets me about him is and I hope I'm wrong, but he acts like he knows so much and he's miserable. And dude, if you know so much, how are you miserable? Doesn't make sense to me. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
He strikes me as the type of person who knows a lot, and because he knows a lot, and he's well studied, you can't deny that. Like, he's well read, he's well studied, all that stuff.
Well read, he's got a great memory.
That is his block. I believe that's his block. He's just so smart that he won't allow others to shine some light in there. So it's like,
Yeah. No, he's lost in his head, and maybe it's just his path he's going through, and maybe he ends up being the most loving, compassionate person ever. I hope. But yeah,
I like to think a lot of those internet personalities they're just normal humans that I would have a coffee with if I actually ever ran into them. Whether it's like a person that
you would find something in common with anybody.
I'm good at that.
You're good at that. You would.
Yeah. I would go out of my way to find that.
I'm gonna bring Les on here, and then, dude, awesome.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Believe that you, on your wedding day. What dude? That's crazy, man. That's awesome.
My wife still doesn't know that I did that. Like, it was a very private thing. I was just like, I think I could sneak away for a little bit.
I need a little time for myself. Yeah. Dude, awesome. Thanks for the story, man.
Thank you for the time, man. That was fun. I appreciate it.
Cool, bro. I'm gonna do it all the time now.
Yeah.
Peace, brother.
Aloha. Mahalo.
Aloha. Less.
Mr. Case Parks, can you hear me?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Well,
You look like I know you, man.
well, we do for sure. I mean, we're the same person, aren't we?
We are the same. We are one, dude.
Do you want to say anything? Because people have been talking to you a lot.
No, dude, I don't want to say anything. I just like to listen. I was going to do a session, but I don't think I'm going to do a session day. I think we're just going to, like, me and you just going to talk, and then we're just going to, like, wrap this up.
Yeah. I came here to I wanted to multiply. So, I see you like a bird kind of like leading a big flock. And so I wouldn't say I'm leading a flock, but I follow a lot of things. I got a lot of gurus.
Oh, yeah.
And what I do is I just go to each one and I pretend like I know nothing. And then I start over. So then I get like all the stuff,
Oh, yeah, dude, that's a brilliant way to approach it for sure.
So at this point, I'm just telling you this so I tell you where I'm coming from. So I'm with Tai Chi guys who are like knocking me out without even touching me, like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, meeting people, just sit with them, you're astral traveling, all this. It's way out there,
I know. Yeah.
It's so I'm not here to go, oh, my wallet, oh, my this. I'm like, no, we're about to do the thingy. You know what I'm saying? We're about to do the thing. and I would not bother with this except you're a man on the edge. You're like, all the stuff I don't know if you know who Tony Ghazi is, but like Bashar, I'm sure you know Bashar.
Oh, yeah. I love Bashar.
Yeah. I mean, those guys. And I see you. It's like Bashar's like a wave, and you're like the dude surfing on the wave. Like you're out there, man.
Dude, that is the greatest. I'm going to use that. Like, that is phenomenal.
No, you can't be messed with because you're like I said, you're out there and everything's going out there. So like you being the most abstract is the most stable thing right now. So I wanted to come to you as abstract to like multiply the abstraction.
Mm-hmm. That's sweet.
Like no. I mean, let me just say this. I mean, God bless everyone listening. We're all masters and all that, but I'm just here to say, fuck it, it's fucking over. Like, and it's fucking beginning.
Yeah.
So, however you went, like, we can't say that the election wasn't a big shift. I mean, come on. Mm-hmm. So, I know people on both sides, and I'll say my team lost. Boo hoo hoo hoo, right? But thank God they lost because I got to drop the shit on day one.
Yeah.
So I have all these people celebrating. I hate gays. Like I have friends. I hate gay people. I mean, I'm living in San Francisco. I'm like, you hate gay people after 40 years? Are you insane? I said, but aren't you kind of gay too? And he goes, yeah, but so what? Anyway, that's another thing. Yeah. Then I got my other friends who are all depressed and like the Nazis are coming, and I'm like, good. Well, if they are, you're just gonna cry here on the friggin' floor?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, don't be near me because I ain't gonna go out like that.
Yeah.
So knowing that, it's like we just went, I've got gurus, I've got Tai Chi teachers, I got Yoruban practices. I'll show you my altar before I go because it's fucking insane. All this shit. And it's not about like, it's how to save this body while it's here, just as a game, because it's not about the saving the soul or anything, because that shit's already saved for some of us. We're just playing a game now. But
yeah, your soul doesn't need to be saved, that's for sure.
It's just like what's next. And the thing that came up next is like my wife, as soon as the elections, before they even happened, she's like, fuck all this. And she just discovered Bashar on that day. And she's been gone, man. I'm like, sweet. She's listening to Bashar all for my freaking day. And then her friend goes, let's go to Sedona. So she goes, why? She goes, just come. She goes, okay. She goes there. There's a freaking Bashar event there. Then she sees this wild dude in a freaking gold dress. The only guy out there. She goes, what the hell is that? Turns out this guy, Tony Ghazi. Tony Ghazi talks to us about Ontarians and shit. And he's like talking. And we cook him up with all these people. And he's open all these people to this alien mantis shit. It's just like gone.
Yeah.
Like gone in a flash.
Yeah. Your wife is gone?
Everybody.
Yeah.
I got all types of people listening to alien shit, looking to gurus. And then I see you talking, you're like, bada bing, bada boom. You're just like, God. I mean, I can't even describe what you're doing. You're just like, F it. You're just doing the F bombs or whatever. It's just like, we're gone, baby. And so that's why I had to talk to you, because I know you're on the edge. I'm on the freaking edge, you know, but it's my time is coming, because I've just been waiting here 50 years, bored as shit from these ignorant.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy, man. This is a really, when you wake up and you realize what's really happening, and it's like, damn, dude, people are just like, they'll do whatever you tell them to do. I saw this one study, and it was two people, and they walk into this psychology study, and they say to this one guy, hey man, we're going to do a student teacher experiment. You're going to be the teacher. So they take the other dude and who's in on it, okay, and they hook him up to these electrodes, and the teacher is going to say 4 words, and then the student has to repeat those 4 words, and if he doesn't repeat those 4 words, he's got to shock him. But every time you shock him, you got to move this, this thing up in voltage. And once you get to like 240, the voltage turns red. And then when you get to like 400, it's X's. Okay. And people will die at 240. And so, but it's all fake. So the guy, doesn't answer the question. And the guy hits the button. He's like, oh, like something like that. And then they move it up, and the people were like, but I don't. And he goes, no. The guy with the clipboard is like, no. You got to move it up. And so before they did this experiment, they were like, the psychologists got together and like, what percentage of people do you think will go to 440? It's clearly they're going to kill them. You know what I mean? Like by the crosses and the red and the danger and all that shit. And they were like, well, you would have to be a psychopath. So they figured it would be 0.08%. It was like fucking 66% of the people went all the way. 100% of the people went to 240. People were like, I mean, when you think, you're like, oh my God, dude, like people don't think for themselves. They'll just do whatever they're told. It's like, it was mind blowing. I was like, dude, this is a fucking crazy planet, dude.
Game, set, match.
Like, dude, how we are waking up in this is like, it's incredible.
It had to be this way because, it's like the supreme power, whatever the heck, is like, tests us to the max. And he's like, you got to keep trying and keep trying. And he's like, now that you see, and now that I see, and now that we see, it's effing hopeless. Now you're free. Now that you see,
yeah,
because it's like, who am I going to protest for? Who am I going to fight for? Who am I going to? It's over, baby. It's game, set, match. So now, time to fly, and I just have to pay the bills. It's like a runway until the jet takes off. I'm just like, we're going to be manifesting. I'm going to tell you one thing. I just, my stupid YouTube channel, I got the 100,000 subscribers by just doing a little AdSense YouTube. So I want to tell you that you need to make a nice little ad and add that stuff, because your message needs to get out there. Just
how do you advertise what I do?
I'll send you one, dude. I make the craziest stuff. I have no business. You have business. You have business to attend to. So, I mean, you just do that. Do a little advertising. You have stuff to do. People are gonna be turning in your stuff, and then you'll make money off. I mean, you're just gonna make money off that eventually. I'm gonna make money off of bullshit, because everyone's just buying plastic hunks of metal and toxins, and nobody knows what they're doing. Like, I'm talking the big zero. I mean, neither do I, and they're all God, but they don't know shit. So you do, and you have, this group of people, of good people, positive people ascending. So, I mean, it's like, you got to get out there. There's more people are going to be waking up, because if we don't wake up, we're all gonna be dead very quickly anyway. The North Pole is melted and shit. So it's like we have to, and we are, and you're doing the work. That's why I had to talk to you, because I can't do what you're doing, but I'm like a horse in the back. I'm like Gimli. You're like Aragorn. There's a difference.
Well, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I enjoy it, and it seems to work. So
you have a calming effect with wild stuff, which is what we're all people come to see are wild, so they can come.
Good way to put it.
They can't come to me. They'll burn up, But they can go to.
Yeah. No, that's a really good way to describe. Yeah, because all this woo-woo stuff that I'm talking about, to me, it's just so common sense that it's almost rational. You know what I mean? Like it's like, dude, how are you not getting this? Like, with the shift and the frequencies, and like, I don't know. It seems to be like, to me, there's always one answer to every question. That is, raise your frequency. And I mean, to whether you're physically sick, or you're in a bad relationship, or you're just like not fulfilled, or like, it's always just like, dude, you're never going to solve your problems from down here where you're in the shit. You have to like focus on being happy, focus on loving yourself, focus on forgiving. And there are things that can help you do that. And it's just like so easy that I don't know.
It's like, what do my gurus say? It's like looking at the moon and looking for imperfections in it. It's like,
yeah, it's like, dude, it's perfect. It's like,
you can do that all day. You can do that.
Yeah, you can you can either never stop finding imperfections, or you can see it's just fucking perfect the way it is.
Can I show you my altar? Then
yeah, go ahead, dude.
Then you'll be free from me. And then I want to send you a little message somehow about the ad thing. So
Okay.
that,
I have not read any of these comments. Wow, there's a lot of comments. I had a really good time doing this. I think I should just do this a lot.
You should do it regularly. So here's my stuff. Can you see it?
Holy crap, dude! That looks like I'm in a store. Dude, that's heavy duty.
I went to a Yoruban person, and they were like describing the spirits around me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, oh, they described my altar. And I was like, what? They don't know me from a hill of beans. This is I'm in San Francisco. They was on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And they described all the beings around me that they saw. And it was a depiction of my freaking altar. I was like, holy biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, no wonder you picked up all those.
So now I realized, oh, it's all real. So I'm like, I'll pray to this one. I'll pray to that.
Yeah, totally.
Give it to me.
I'll take it all, man. Just keep it coming, man. Yeah. I can't get enough. Just keep rocking it. That's awesome.
Well, thank you for listening to my jibber jabber. I bow to your heroic and benevolent presence on your journey, leading us into. It's not like battle. It's like chipping at the Berlin Wall, because the dam's about to break.
Yeah, I'm just watching it dissolve, man. I'm not doing. Yeah. It can't be stopped, so I'm just like watching. I'm super excited, man. I don't know what the hell is going to happen, but dude, something's going to happen, man.
That was the video that got me. I mean, I was watching your stuff, but the one where you said, I'm excited about 2025, and I hadn't heard anyone else say that.
Yeah,
except people. I can't wait to hurt people. Like
I'm not talking about like anything political.
Exactly.
I'm just talking about like it's like we're on the verge of this 100th monkey effect, and it cannot be stopped. And when it goes, it's going to go fast. And I don't even know what that means.
Exactly.
But, and I'm also one of those, I'm a big Bashar dude. And I don't really care what's going on in the world, because if I'm so focused on everything that's fucked up, it is limiting my ability to shift to the reality where this case body is going to end up. Because even though it's probably going to be a little chaotic, like we are in what the Hopi call world purification, in my lifetime, I will experience a completely different world from this shit. So, and I dig this world. I mean, I'm loving my little journey in this chaos, and like Prashar says, I really do feel like I'm watching another reality that the glass has gotten so thick that it actually can't come and fuck with me. And maybe it can't fuck with me because when it does, I immediately can turn it into a positive. So, like, I don't know.
No, that's precisely what I'm learning from you. Is it doesn't have to be words. It's if I may be blunt, your positive spin on things, and that is the freaking key to all of this stuff.
It is the key. You always have control over how you interpret whatever it is. And so what I've noticed as I went through this process and these frequencies of 100%, there's no 1,000%, 100% sped up whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm becoming. I noticed that the amount of time it takes me to turn the shit into chocolate cake is less and less and less and less. And so that it's almost like instantaneous. It's like, it just, and when you look back and you realize, wow, nothing bad has happened to me because I always flip it and flip it and flip it, flip it. And then it's like, well, shit, if nothing bad's happened to me, I mean, people would think bad stuff's happened to me. You know what I mean? Like I go through the same shit everybody else goes through. But when you see how everything has a positive spin, then what do you care about the future? What are you going to worry about? You're going to worry about not being able to do what you've already been doing? Like, so bring it on, dude. Like, bring whatever, dude. You want to collapse the whole shit? Bring it on, dude. I'm going to grow fucking flowers. And you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to turn this into a great ride, no matter what. And we all have that ability to, I think we do, right?
I felt something like etheric thing there, like the thing that is more refined in you that I'm picking up on. That's the thing I got to work on. I will say this: it's like, as far as science, I got all these people of different religions, different this. It's like everything is the same now. Doesn't matter which book you read, whether it's science, it's all united and it all is agreeing upon this moment here.
Yeah.
And if you can't read the science,
just 1 second. Dude, I see 64 people. It looks like I only have one like for this whole video. If anybody could just hit a like, dude. Do I only have one like?
Maybe they're waiting to do it after. I'm hitting. Oh, you got likes.
Okay.
You got likes.
It's someone showing one like, and I'm like, dude.
You got like 49.
Oh, sweet. Okay. I was like, dude, a little love. Like maybe just like more than one like. Okay, get back to what you're saying, Les.
And because I'm on the video, I'll share it with people I know, So afterwards, what was I saying? Oh, that people need to pay it. They don't know. People don't need to do anything. They can do whatever they want. It's like, but like, I'm not only Christian or only Buddhist or only Hindu. I'm everything. So I'm like, wow, I don't read the Bible. I mean, I have, but I'm like, this is all very biblical. And you can see all the things they talk about, all the things they hate, and the Antichrist, all this stuff. It's like, guys, if you're Christian, you better look a little closer at that book because it's clear as day. I'm not Christian.
Read the book. Yeah, that's like sometimes that's what I'm thinking.
I'm not Christian, and it is clear as
totally. It's like that's the way I feel. It's like, dude, I haven't read the Bible. I've read a lot of the Bible. I read what Jesus said, but it's like, dude, are you reading this? Because this is like, I'm not.
I asked this yogi. I said, because they have 7 layers of hell, 7 layers of heaven. They talk about it. I go, well, what are these? They call them potla. I go, what is this? You know, we're on a Zoom and he goes, he's in the Himalayas, or he's not, he's in some mountain ashram. He goes, I don't want to talk about it. And he goes, but that night he took me in a dream and it was effed up. That's all I'm saying. It was like different layers, but one of them looked like abstract. You know, when you think of higher beings and aliens and UFOs, you can think of like shapes, and they're like divine though. But this one, they were undivine. It just looked like being in a room with a bunch of angry, strange triangles and squares. And there was like one line. I'm like, what the fuck? And I woke up and I was still dazed from it. I was like, boy, oh boy, people are gonna be surprised when they go the wrong route.
Yeah, totally. So wait a second, go back. You said they have seven.
I mean, they say 7 higher worlds, 7 lower, but I don't, you know, I think really it just means infinite, right?
Okay, so yeah, it's interesting you said that because so I was always drawn to the Hopi Indians, and they believe that we chose to come here and go through these 7 worlds and these 7 universes, and then the law of one talks about that we're going through these 7 densities, and then there's 7 sub-densities inside those 7, and it's like, dude, if you can like start piecing this shit together,
man,
like this, something's going on, man. This is real.
Yeah, it's and all I'm saying is watch out because we're just trying to get to the 4th, but that bottom, they're like, oh, you're damned to hell forever. I don't believe that, but I will say this: I think the floor
That's
of
the
hell
craziest shit ever that people believe that. Yeah,
it's bottomless. People think I'm gonna go there and some people are gonna be mean to me. No, it's bottomless and it's weird. And people are gonna.
You mean the experience you had
when these people, it's already getting weird. Their reality's getting warped, but it's not gonna end. Like, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying this. I'm like, dear people,
yeah,
your reality's starting to get warped in a strange, bad way, and it's gonna continue to do that. And it's like, but some of us are going to get warped in a very positive way. It's just going to, we're just going to spread out.
Well, I just look at it as love and fear. And like if you're fearful, dude, you're going to have more fear, and it's going to get more intense. But dude, when we transition out of here, I don't buy into like, then you're free of this and you're soul again. And then you're like, you see that this is just a joke or a little game. I do think that we agreed to go through these, let's say, stages to evolve our soul. And you are like, if you fail the 3rd grade, you can't go to the 4th grade. You have to go back. But who cares? Like, I mean, I really don't think there's anything that can affect your soul. Like your soul is untouchable. True. And you know, I know most people might not agree with that, but I could care less because they haven't read the same books that I read.
I'll throw one funny theory, then I'll stop shooting my mouth.
Okay.
That is that. See, everyone's like, well, the bad souls will reincarnate to the same density, and and Earth will be repopulated with those. But I'm like, what about all the infinite other souls who deserve to come here? What about the infinite animals that deserve to raise up? And I don't know, but my feeling is that people are going to lose their spot. Like it's all been going like this kind of thing, but it's like there's a rush to go forward. And I'm looking at these dogs that are like higher level. I had an experience with a lion, and the lion was like, I'd meditate with him at the zoo. And then I came one day and all these people are screaming at him and his face is all crunched up. And then he sees me, he looks up and his face is calm. I took a picture of him and I was like, wait, who's more evolved here? So I'm saying these people may not get to just jump right back as they used to. They might have to get back of the line.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm shooting my mouth off, and whatever I'm saying is not going to happen because what's going to happen is beyond my comprehension. But if I can comprehend that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm total speculation. I'm just throwing the kitchen sink at you.
Oh, yeah. No, that's I like that.
It doesn't matter. It's just all for food for thought. We just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you. For
okay, man.
How do I want to send you the message, but I don't want to send it out there to everyone because then if everyone knows what I'm doing.
Case at 333reconnect.com.
Case at 333reconnect.com.
Yeah. Case CASE. Yeah. Even though people still call me Chase.
Is it on the YouTube channel there? Or no.
I'll put it right here in the comments.
Okay. Thank you. And thanks for your patience, everybody. Thank you. Pogging all this time.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming on, dude. Appreciate it. I guess I'm not going to do a session today. I guess I'll do it some other time. This worked out really cool. I like this. I always thought this, like, if I go live, do people just want to see a session? Because trust me, dude, if I was giving you a session right now, like for 15 minutes, like who wants to watch that? Like I wouldn't want to watch that. Like, but it is fun, and I do want to give sessions. So next time I'll give a session. But
I should have kept my mouth shut and got a session. But anyway,
you could have if you would have said, "Hey, man,
I want to do that anyway. I want to exchange, to do the barter system of funny money and all that stuff.
Cool.
We'll do that. Okay, sir.
Well, thanks for coming on, Les.
Ciao.
Okay, bro. Peace. Okay. I guess that was cool. An hour and 51 minutes. That's nice. 66 people stuck around. That is awesome, man. Okay, guys. I'll definitely do this Thursday. If I get a wild hair, I'll do it tomorrow. But I do like this, and I thought it was fun. So, okay, man. I hope you guys have an amazing night. And I will see you later. Peace.